That's the number that we will be opening over the next 2 years throughout California. We hope to show here.
Sola, who's also back there. I don't know if Patricia Kwan is.
Zero-emission vehicles like the ones that you can see all along the row here behind me and over there as well can help play an important role in reducing these emissions and our reliance on fossil fuels. That's why the California Energy Commission has funded this station and more than 470 other transformative clean transportation projects through its Alternative and Renewable Fuel and Vehicle Technology Program. Under our Alternative and Renewable Fuel and Vehicle Technology Program, the Energy Commission has provided funding for 49 hydrogen fueling stations, and we anticipate that 46 of these stations will be built by the end of 2015. This station that you can see right here behind me is California's 11th operating hydrogen fuel station, and it's getting us closer to our goal of constructing an initial network of 100 stations in convenient locations across our state. Getting consumers excited about buying zero-emission cars has been a classic case of, if you build it, they will come model. And that's what you see happening here now. Hyundai has already introduced their Tucson, which is a fuel cell sport utility vehicle. Toyota's Mirai sedan, and Mirai, which means the future, is here now, today, and it's poised to be introduced into California's market this fall. And Honda will be releasing their fuel cell vehicle over the next year or so as well. Both Toyota and Honda have also announced exciting commitments towards building additional hydrogen fueling stations in California. This hydrogen refueling station and these hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicles are important steps in fulfilling Governor Brown's 2012 executive order that directs the state to take action towards 1.5 million zero-emission vehicles on our roads by 2025. Transitioning to zero-emission vehicles is essential to helping the South Coast and the state of California to meet our air quality goals, to meet our climate change goals, and to meet our petroleum reduction goals. And once again, on this topic, California is leading the way.
Thank you very much.
And our primary goal is just to help the consumer be able to fuel hydrogen, because there's all this myth about, and we really thank Air Products for working with us and us working with them. Part of it is that they also supply us the gas that we sell, because we don't.
Catherine Dunn. Well, I think Commissioner from Mercedes was I'll take one.
So the California Energy Commission has funded 49 of the stations, and we anticipate that about 46 of them will probably be online by the end of the year, so available for fueling. They'll be in Southern California and in Northern California, and we have one in Coalinga, so they'll be kind of the initial connector network.
Absolutely. And as far as, this being something that continues, what are the kind of the long-term plans for these, even just past this year, for these types of stations?
Sure, absolutely. Governor Brown has a plan for 1 million zero-emission vehicles in their supporting infrastructure by 2020, and 1.5 million zero-emission vehicles and the infrastructure to support them by 2025. And that's important to help us meet our clean air goals, our climate change goals, and our petroleum reduction goals here in the state. So the legislature has directed the Energy Commission to fund an initial network of 100 stations. And after that, hopefully they'll be in a place, as the fellow from Air Products mentioned during his speech, that the market can just take over and continue to build the stations as the auto manufacturers introduce the cars.
And what's the relationship between the work that you're doing and the specific car companies? Is there any, or is that just kind of something that supplements?
Yeah, so the California Energy Commission is the state's primary energy planning and permitting agency. And so we have a program where we get up to $100 million a year to invest in transforming transportation. And so we help fund stations like these. We help fund other types of technologies. I don't know if you've seen the all-electric UPS truck. It can go about 100 miles. The Energy Commission helps fund those. So we kind of help fund the innovation in the technology space and in the fuel space.
And then, you know, as far as this station goes, I mean, do you own one of the hydrogen cars yet? Have you tried doing
I
this
don't
before?
own a hydrogen car yet. They're relatively new.
Of course, yeah.
Mercedes is leasing them. The Hyundai is leasing theirs. They did their first lease last June. And Toyota is bringing their Mirai, which is behind us over here, to in the fall. So the cars are just starting to get going, but they need places to fuel up first. And so that's why we do the fueling stations first, and then the cars we want to follow along quite quickly right behind.
And then just, you know, the final question, we do have, you know, our audience is primarily students, but, you know, just kind of to all drivers, what excites you personally the most about this type of technology?
Right, I think it's really exciting to have technology that doesn't put any pollution out of the tailpipe. I think that's really quite revolutionary. I think if you've had an opportunity to drive one of these, they're really fun cars. They're zippy, they're fun. What I'd really like to see is them get out into more fleets like Uber and Lyft, so that people who don't have cars but use Uber and Lyft could have the same opportunity to experience these. And we also have battery electric buses. And I'd like to see some fuel cell electric buses. There's a few of them on the road, There's a few fuel cell electric buses on the road as well. And so people that take transit also have the opportunity to experience this great new technology. And in all of those spaces, they're all zero emission vehicles. There's no pollution coming out of the tailpipe.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
That was
welcome.
wonderful. Yeah, this is very.
Here, this is black ring. The black ring is an IR receiver, so infrared. So the car